And welcome back, guys, to another edition of the Rockhound Channel. William here, and on today's episode we're going to go ahead and get some material done here. It's been almost a week since I've been down at our 2-stage, and I can tell you a little bit about that. So I've been upstairs taking care of some of the stonework. You probably have seen some of those over here on that episode. Be sure to check that out, guys. So a little backstory here. I went out with the Gold Monster 1000, went and checked out a few new hidey holes, and no luck. But there's some promising spots that just might have something in them with the CTX 3030, so I'm going to be bringing that to them areas soon. Now, while I was out, it was getting late. I knew I had to get something up out of there, so I turned around, grabbed that bucket, filled that bugger up with the most blackest material I've ever seen. It was sitting up on another island. So I turned around, straightened it out, got it all back over here at the house. That's what we're going to run today. So hang tight, guys. We might have some promise sitting in this bucket. So, guys, as I've said before, it's been almost a flipping week since I've been down here at the 2-stage. We did the Tank Day, the Silt Day episode, which, guys, check that out up here at the top of the screen if you get a chance to. Wasn't too bad. We got roughly about 50 or so colors, if not a little bit more. I have still got to go through all that material. As you guys see here, everything's beautifully clean. All 3 tanks now, and you guys will be able to see that over by the Gold Cube. So today's goal is we're going to go ahead, take everything that we got sitting over there in that bucket. We're going to run it over our 2-stage on our mother load sluice mats, and then we'll take and clean it up over at our sink. Get it strained out through our 3-stage process, guys. 3 stages. I'm going to go ahead, take it all the way down to that fine, buttery dust stuff. And then we'll check and pan everything like we do all the time. See if there's any big chunks. Maybe so. This might be a spot that might have it. It sure looked like it had all the makings to do so. So we're going to go ahead, get fired up here in just a moment. And there she is. The beast is running. If you guys are new to the channel, this is our home-built 2-stage high banker that Brandon and I built. This is our 3rd or 4th prototype. Gosh, I've lost count. We've had so many. I've got another prototype there sitting in the distance that we're going to be building probably within the next year or so. I still got to get more materials to get it going. But this here has been our tried and true, built out of scrap wood. We got ourselves some rain gutters that we got out of an old housing project, and some chip-rack end caps, I should say, and a little bit of prayer. That's what it was all about. And she came together beautifully, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. Don't mind those suds, guys. That's going to be all knocked down here in just a minute with all this muck. So here we go, guys. So as I said before, guys, that is the muck we are dealing with, sitting up there in that nasty, nasty stuff. I mean, it is gross. But wow, is there a lot of black sand in there. So we're going to rock this out. Alright, down you go. Woo! Now, where you guys are seeing all that suds coming from, I use Rinsate in all 3 of our tanks, guys. This is how it is. We make certain that gold stays locked down into our mats. We don't have any issues losing any gold back down here into our tank. Even though this is a controlled situation, I always make certain it's best practice that we do so. That way we don't have to go back through all that. So let's go. Feels like lead in the trouble here. Now, if I wasn't mistaken, I turned around and found a few more of those cool little stones at this location. I was quite surprised. So we're going to use our classifier here at the top to catch those stones so they don't take off back into our tub. Oh, it's almost too much for this little plastic scoop. Oh, look at that. Ugh. Now this stuff, guys, was found underneath a bunch of dead logs and brush, a lot of deadfall that's sitting up on this island, and that's where I usually go for. I go for those areas that look like they got a bunch of stuff sitting on top of it. Normally, if it's sitting down below all that, the gold didn't move. And boy, was I right. There was a ton of it in there. There was a ton of black sand. But unfortunately, I got the muck with it. Well, that's a hefty scoop. But our machine eats right through it, guys. I can push away around about like 3 to 5 gallon pails, maybe in about an hour. This is going to be a quick run. This is about half of a 5 gallon pail. So I'm expecting a lot of stuff in here. I'm already seeing our bottom mat here just load up with black sand. So you can see it's so prevalent in here. And we were roughly about a mile, I'm thinking. Well, it sure felt like more than a mile because I was carrying that booger wet coming back to the truck. So, battling that, no. Sun was going down. I didn't think I was going to get back there before dark. Nice heavy scooping. I usually throw a scoop in, guys, as soon as I see this, kind of clean out all the blocks. There we go. And again, don't worry about the foam, guys. I got a little aggressive with the rinsing. That's alright. It's taking care of all that light fluffy stuff. There. Lift this up. That's doing a good job getting all the rest of the stuff I couldn't get out. Throw it in there a little weight bucket. Alright. We're almost there, guys. Summer safe real quick. Give this a shimmy. And when you get all concentrated back down to the bottom, there we go. Try to avoid some of those dead leaves and such. There we go. Just like that, we're down at the bottom. Just a little bit of water here. There we go. My goodness, is there a ton of black sand in here. It's crazy. There we go. Get rid of our muck. That was promising. Alright, here it goes. As I said before, this machine makes fast work out of everything I throw in it. Use my beady bits here. Try to get it all out of there. There we go. There's some more out. There we go. And we're all done. We're going to need that in a bit. So if you're new to the channel, guys, please be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification button. If you're enjoying today's episode, please leave us a like. This gets 500 likes, guys. That spreads it out to more people. So please be sure to leave us a like if you enjoyed today's episode. So, right now I'm going to let it probably boil here for about another minute. And then we're going to shut down, let everything thoroughly drain. And we're going to take those mats over there to my sink, get them all squared away. And then we'll see what kind of materials we got. So we're headed to the Gold Cube. So I'll see you there. There is a bunch of beautiful black sand sitting up in there, you guys. Oh man, was I in the right to get this stuff. Is that a bubble? That's a bubble. Goodness gracious, almost gave me a heart attack. Thought maybe we had ourselves a little nuggie sitting up in there. Okay, so we're looking really good in there. Now we're going to wait until all this surface water gets up out of there. We want to make certain that everything's thoroughly drained before we remove these mats. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll get me some coffee, and I'll see you guys at the Gold Cube. I wanted to take this moment to thank our 244 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for joining the family, to all of our new subscribers. And if you are interested in joining, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Make certain that notification button is hit, and make certain you get all of the notifications, guys. That's so important. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a like. If this episode gets 500 likes, guys, that spreads it out to more viewers, potential more subscribers. So please be sure to subscribe today. Also, guys, I have a wide range of videos, as you guys see up here on the top. If you guys are interested in checking those out, please be sure to have a look at them after today's video. We've got so much going on in just one small span. The fall season's upon us, so I've got to get out there with Brando, stick him over there with that gosh darn pan, and get to going. We got so much to get over here in our Gold Cube, so please be sure to go check out those episodes as well. There's so much we've got going on. So it's a good time to subscribe today. I had to show you guys before I took it back over there to our wash sink. Look at the black sands. Oh my God. And look at the garnet. Every time I go out to this area of the Wisconsin River, and it doesn't matter if it's on an island or in the flats, there's tons and tons of beautiful red tiny little garnets. Oh my goodness. And those mats are loaded, guys. Look at that. Ooh, I got a good feeling about this, guys. I really do. We might end up with a little bit of shiny today. So here is the entire contents of both of those mats, guys. And you guys are seeing right now there's a ton of black sand. So we're going to be hitting that up with the Gold Cube. I got to turn around and build the booger. So I haven't been down here for almost a week after doing all the clean tanks. So let's get her done. Okay, we finally got everything all washed down from our mats. And today we're going to go ahead and take it down through here at our small little purple classifier. We're going to get it down to buttery, dusty sands in here. And then we'll be attacking that with the Gold Cube. So give me a moment. I'll get that done. We'll pan out what we have that's left up at the top of that. See if we got any bigger flakes. I'll be back. So I went ahead and taken everything down through the strainer. But I wanted to show you guys this. You look here real close, like, look at those beautiful garnets. I'm seeing bits of green in here too. But there's something else. I want you guys to pay close attention to all these rusty ones. Now, here's the deal. You ain't gonna believe it. But those little tiny bits that are sitting in there have got gold trapped up in them. So I'm gonna take this, dry it, roast it, and I'm gonna go ahead and crush it so we can get that powder gold liberated up out of those quartz bits. So that'll be at a later episode. But we're all set over here. We got everything down to a nice fine powdery sand. We're going to go ahead and assemble the Gold Cube and get started. Alright guys, we got everything all fired back up in our Gold Cube. And today I am kind of going to go ahead and set a challenge, a goal for myself today. going to go ahead and count for 25 colors that we'll hope to see sitting up here on our mini mat, and then hopefully another 12 to 14 sitting in tray 1, because we only have so little sands that we're rocking today. So we're going to hope we get a little bit of something out of this. So let's go. Now once again, we are going to be taking on this little bit with our tiny spoon here, guys. We're going to run that real careful, like, see what comes out of this. I'm already seeing a whole ton of black sand in here. So here we go. As the first spoon. Oh gosh, I better go get me a Johnston snuffer bottle, huh? I was super excited about this area when it came down to how concentrated it was just under all this deadfall. And I'm talking like logs, sticks, just all sorts of garbage that kind of comes down the river, got stuck in this low zone, and it dug everything out and deposited it right underneath all of this stuff. So, really hoping. And that's what you should be doing too. You see some of them logs, the dead trees or whatnot that's sitting up in the in an area, check underneath it or check just in front of it where the deposit will be. You'll see that. It's going to look like a hill. It's going to be a little hill, gravel hill or a sand hill. You're going to be looking for that black sand, guys, and those heavy gravels. So far, nothing in there that I see. So it's time for another stone. So, if you've been following along, we turned around a while back, a couple episodes ago, and I was telling you that we caught a hold of some clay out there along the Wisconsin. It was a real strange color. It was a bluish gray color, and it had a lot of pebbles in it, a lot of different dark black bits. So I had taken my good flat shovel and I cut out a bunch of cubes of that stuff. I got it sitting aside, all covered up so it dries out. I'm going to go back later and I'm going to be picking those out. I'm going to go ahead and break them down real good and careful, like get everything up out of them. And we're going to run everything right here on this gold cube afterwards. And we're going to run and pan everything. I got a real strong feeling we're going to find something trapped up in there. And as of right now, I see my first, yes I do, I see my first one. Oh, where are you at? Just caught it in my light just right. Well, guys, it's going to be sticking right about in here. I'm going to be patient. So that's one. Go ahead and put in a spoonful. Fighting with my allergies today. Ugh. So guys, we already know that we got one right up here. We'll just let them hang out. It seems to be staying right in the black sands. Here again, I'm seeing a lot of this is really red. And what that is that's garnet. It's incredible. If only those garnets were a little bigger, right guys? Oh yeah. Gotta love it. Fall allergies. It's great. Let me tell you a little bit about my metal detecting adventure this day. I was out and got this bucket. I hunted for roughly about 3.5 hours out there with the Gold Monster 1000, and there was a few nice trace targets. It seemed like they were roughly about 6 or 8 inches deep. Nothing super serious. I ended up with a cast iron pan. I was not surprised by that in the least. There's a lot of camping activity. It does happen out there a lot. And if it's super low and you don't have, storms coming through, guys, yeah, I would go out there camping too. If I knew that we were going to have a super dry spot, a nice dry spell with no weather, yeah, I certainly would camp out there too, but it had to be a high spot. Oh, I just saw another. There it is. There we go. That's 2. I've been following this 8 or 10th line here on the top. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. I know what's in it. There it goes. It's in there now. Alright, I think it's time for another spoonful. Continuing on with my adventure. Normally I'm just paying attention to my gosh darn LCD screen, or the screen that's on the metal detector, and really zoning up. So I got my headphones on, trying to listen to the faint noises. And almost gosh darn walked right into a bald-faced hornet's nest. It was all bunched up in a huge bush, and I was going through some of the brush in there, and I just so happened to look up. I just had that notion to look up ahead of me, and not even 30 yards, I saw it. And it was just boiling with bald-faced hornets just outside of it. Oh man, I'll tell you, I quickly made my exit from that area and said, nope, that ain't worth getting stung up for. Another spoonful, let's go. Goes to show you, you gotta pay attention when you're out there even metal detecting. Comes to mind with all those crazy stories. I don't know if you all play, if you have played or had known somebody or a kid that used to play what's called Pokemon Go. I play it still. I know me being in my 40s here, I'm playing that kind of a online game, but I distinctly remember some horror stories of folks walking out in the middle of traffic trying to catch Pokemon. Oh, it was terrible. And then my wife got me involved in it, and it grew on me. And I'll put my code up here at the end of the video if you guys are interested in add me as a friend on Pokemon Go if you do play. Sadly, I wish it was my first account. I would have been a little higher than my wife. I was getting up there in the upper 40s for levels. Fortunately, I had an incident with a cell phone. I left it outside during a thunderstorm. I got chased away inside and left my phone out on an air conditioning unit. And before I knew it, it was already too late. I had lost everything on that phone. So I had to sadly make a new account. Oh boy. I don't know, guys. We're gonna hope that we got some down in tray 1. This might be some super, super thin stuff. But the area was promising. This site looked like it didn't have any human activity for a long, long time. Usually in some of those sandbar areas that are all heavily wooded, you can see either campfires and folks out fishing or camping, whatnot. And there just was no activity out there whatsoever. Hasn't looked like it's been messed with in, gosh, in a few years. Usually even during a good flood, you'll still see remnants of a campfire. There just wasn't nothing, no activity at all. So I went ahead and taken some good strong sticks and made a square around the area. So I know in my heart of hearts that I can find it easily again. I'll probably go out there once more, probably with the CTX, and dig down deeper. See if whether or not we get in some heavy gravels. Seems to be the secret. Now, we sadly have not been out to the Dells as of late. That's just kind of due to financial things. And, just kind of happens. Goodness gracious, guys. Alright, so I'm going to cut it here, guys. I'm going to go ahead, go back through everything here. And if I find any more, I'll show you once we break down the gold cube, and we'll see what happens on trays 1 and the mini mat. I'll see you then. So I came super close here just from snuffing out the little bits that we could find on the mini mat, guys. We got roughly about 11 colors. And this one right here, I'm going to try to get it to the center of your screen. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of that, guys. That one's got some structure. I want to show it to you. Now. I went ahead and had a gander at that with our jeweler's loop and noticed that there is bits of what may be a little bit of garnet sitting in there. Now, does that mean that it may have came from a garnet? Probably not. But it seems to me like it may have been part of some larger structure. So that could have been some kind of boulder or something of that nature. I'm going to show you that real quick here. So, a lot of times I'll come across stuff like this. And you'll see that it's very shiny. There's a lot of epidote tourmaline in there and all sorts of bits. And then those faint little dots that you guys probably see in there, that's garnet. But this stuff is called gneiss. And we get a lot of this around here in Wisconsin. And it's all sorts of colors, shapes, sizes. And as you guys probably saw, and I'll put it right up here at the top of this corner. Now, I came across a big, massive boulder of this stuff. Pure white as snow. I'll show you the color here. It looked like that. And that's some gneiss too. But this came from Colorado. There's some aquamarine in it. So there's goodies that come out of this stuff. But anyway, that particular stone you guys see right up here, its far corner, is a blood red garnet, and there's tons of different other materials in there. It's also magnetic. Don't know what's in there, but it's incredibly dense, and it turned out beautiful. It was one of my first freehand gemstones that I did all by hand over on a hand faceter. But this guy right here has got some unique color and some structure to it. So, might be onto something, maybe not. It could have just been a remnant off from one of these particular tiny little boulders like this that get bashed around in the river and just made its way to that little hidey hole. But that's pretty cool. Alright, I'm waiting for this to drain out, and then we'll be on that gold cube just as soon as she's all set and done. I'll show you all the results in just a bit. Gosh, I almost forgot to show you this, guys. Here is another cool piece, and I'll never turn around and crush this. This here is a solid chunk of quartz, and in there, in those little brown bits and those veins, are bits of gold. And it goes all throughout these little stringers that you see in there. And how I discovered it was purely by accident. I turn around and cut right directly in the middle of that. You see that clear spot right there? Well, I turn around and I'm looking at the stuff that I cut off from there, and there was gold sitting up in it. I scooped it up and I have it sitting in a vial. So I have it added to another collection that we'll be doing a solid melt on. But yeah, I had to show you that. Isn't that super cool, guys? I believe it came from South Dakota. A friend of mine brought it over and said it was super cool, and he wanted me to identify it, and it's been here ever since. So I've added to our awesome little wall of minerals that we have here, and our treasures, of course, that we have got right here from our own yard. I also wanted to show this to you guys. I turned around and went back out next to our pine tree again. And look what I found. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. This one was stuck up in a bunch of roots. I went and dug deep for this guy. It's a 1922. I couldn't believe that. I gotta do a little bit of cleaning on it. I gotta see if I can't maybe get some a solution put together so I can carefully lift up more of this dirt and try to get it a little bit more clean. That guy is going in a case. As soon as I find them boogers, I have a bunch of these coin cases, these round little things that you stick coins in. And I got some from Morgan Silver Dollars. So that one has been one of many that's come off in our yard. And I'm just absolutely dumbfounded how many we have found so far this year. Well, as we're still waiting for our gold cube to fully drain out, I wanted to recommend a couple books for you guys to please be sure to check out on Amazon. They're pretty cheap on the end, but they are crucial if you plan on going out there rock hunting, doing any of what I'm doing out here. Please be sure to go check these out on Amazon today. One is going to be the Field Guide to Rocks, Gems, and Minerals. This one here has got full-on color pictures, guys. It goes through every structure, crystal structure, you name it, it has it in this book. So please check that out. It should be just under about $30 to $35. The next one is going to be the National Audubon Society Field Guide to Rocks, Gems, and Minerals. This one here is the ultimate favorite from all gemstone guys out there, especially me. It was one of the very first guides that I picked up at the local bookstore while I was still living in Baraboo. And it is relatively cheap. Guys, check that out. Absolute must. And then we also have the Rock Hounds Field Guide. Oh my goodness. This one was given to me gifted to me by my kids and my wife a couple of years ago, and it has been an absolute godsend. I actually am finding out more stuff in that book than I have in any of the other ones that I have read throughout the years. So please be sure to go check out the Rock Hounds Field Guide and those other two books right here on Amazon.com. They're not badly priced, guys, so please be sure to check them out today. Now, guys, of course, I gotta turn around. Yes, be a Debbie Downer. I gotta be sure that I keep you guys safe out there in the field. Keep you guys sitting at the legal side of things. Please be sure to check out your local state and federal regulations when it comes down to gold panning, rock hunting, and metal detecting. Be sure that you're able to do it legally without getting yourself in any trouble. Well, it looks like we're just about there, everybody. Almost there. I'm not hearing any more drippy drips going on up in there. Oh, these allergies. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'm about to lose my voice, I think. It's getting close to that time of the season. It happens to me every single year. I don't understand why. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and check out the mini mat here and tray 1. And we're going to see what kind of a gold we did recover from our tiny bit of sands today. So first and foremost, guys, we're going to take a look at our mini mat. I'm about to go ahead and pull that now. Now I didn't glue my mini mat up onto my splash tray. This is for that specific reason. So I can take it out. That way I can go ahead and fully rinse it out into my big old river pan here and see what kind of trace we still have sitting up in it. Otherwise it'd be a horrible booger to try to wash out. Now all I did here was I taken some mini mat that I picked up on Amazon. I believe it was from Sluice Fox. I'd have to look back at my receipts. I picked it up, it was on a deal. Black Friday deal. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pick up some of this. It's perfect for the gold cube. That's what we did. I got just a tiny bit. I only needed a little bit for this gold cube. Now I may be picking up some more of this. I've got an idea. I gotta pass it over Brandon's head and see what he thinks. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make me a tiny little finished sluice. Just something to just take out with me. And once again, check your rules and regulations, guys. That way you guys aren't going to get in any kind of trouble. So we got this clean. I'm going to go ahead and set this up on a flat surface. And it's off to trays 1. We're going to set that up over here in our gosh darn tub. And we're going to make certain we get all those shiny today. Alright, I'll be back. Holy cats, guys, we ended up with another 8 or so, maybe 10 colors sitting up in here. I gotta show you this. This is strictly from the mini mat, guys. All I did was just wash that out. You just saw me do that. I'm gonna try to focus in here. Once again, bear with me, guys. I am a one-man crew, so bear with me. Try to get up in there. Try to keep you all stable. Now, mind you, guys, they're tiny. They're small, but these little specks do add up. There's some of them right there. We got a couple right there about center of your screen, guys. Super cool. Then I got a bunch sitting down in here. As you can see, I got a couple right there. Let me see if I can get my gosh darn camera tripod. Just does not want to behave today. This does not like me. But there's a few more sitting up in there. You see those glints. Now these are tiny dots, guys. So I'm not expecting big weight today. I wasn't expecting huge weight. This was just a prospecting trip. So that's not bad. That's not bad for just going out there, winging it, seeing that dark sand, and bringing it home. Onwards. Let's get that tray in there. Oof. Oh. Master, allergies today. I cannot believe how crazy they are. Oof. A little bit of water still left in the spray. A little tray here, and then bring that out first here. There we go. Just got done doing some plumbing over at the other side. If you're hearing that sound in the background, that's a fan trying to dry up our concrete floor. And to get some new piping done so we can get another water source for our big tanks. So there's all of our stuff. This is tray 1. So this went ahead, piped in some of our water from our recovery tank This here is totally infused with some rinse aid. We're going to attack this sucker with this brush. And if you guys have seen our episodes, our earlier ones, of how important this booger is, if you plan on buying a gold cube, you can see why here in just a minute. So here along the corner here, there's a tiny little crevice. Now, as you guys just saw, there's tiny little gold that we're running. That get caught up in there real quick like. So we're going to take this brush, just carefully go over it. I'm not being super aggressive because already the sand is loose. I just want to liberate it from that small little crevice. Now, if you're new to the channel, now I turn around and we bought this just what, 6 or so months ago, I think, and we ran literally everything across this, close to almost 10 years worth of materials after they've been through our 2-stage, and we were just wondering why we just weren't seeing the gold counts that we had seen out in the field, because everything we had collected we had kept in those buckets. Well, I found out why. Here in this crevice, I almost keep calling it a crack, it's not a crack, but there's a spot here where it used to be a glue seam, and that's where the mat nests into this tray, and it's just small enough where, gosh darn it, that powdered gold just sticks. So I just go ahead, I bought this brush at Walmart, and it's perfect for this. It takes all the hard to get sands up out of these Vortex journals, and that's literally what's going on up in here. It's a vortex that goes on in these little tiny journals. I love this thing. It's absolutely cool. Now, I've read a few emails that's come from some of you guys out there, and they're like, why don't you try Dream Mats in the gold cube? I'll tell you the truth. I'm kind of on the fence on those boogers. I've watched so many folks run them, and as they're running their footage, I'm seeing gold leave some of these vortex that they have in that Dream Mat. I'm not a big guy for losses. Every tiny speck counts, guys. And that goes for anything that I'm doing out here. Gold is so finite, especially in this area of Wisconsin. So I want to make certain I catch every speck. Once again, I'm going to attack all my corners. Now I'm going to fully submerge this. Get everything up out of there. Now our Vortex mat is already infused with the rinsing. So this should be a cakewalk just to kind of liberate that sand on the back side of this. Just trying to be as careful as I can. Get you back into view. I'm going to rotate this because now I'm going to attack the sides without losing any material. So again, I'm going to just go ahead and attack this side here, and I'm going to attack that side in the bottom and see if whether or not we have anything in there. We're going to liberate it. We're going to make certain it gets in our tub today and into our river pan to be sure we get everything. All right, let's go. Now it appeared to me that I might have ran this maybe a little too long, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and scoop up that tiny little bit and down into my primary recovery tank for all of our sands and silt. Probably going to go ahead and run that one more time, if not panic. There's another good tip. When in doubt, pan, pan, pan again. You'd be surprised how many colors escape your eyeballs just by doing that. Gosh, I'm embarrassed to even say that. We could have lost tons of gold because I was in such a hurry. I was so impatient. I saw the shiny and I just wasn't carefully going through every bit of my sands. So again, pan, pan, pan again. As especially if you're doing this at home. Now again, I'm not being super aggressive with this brush. It's just to get everything up out of there. I don't want to wreck the mat, even though it's said that these things are glued in so hard into these trays. It's crazy, I guess. That's another reason I don't want to deal with a gluey mess. I'm trying to remove it with any kind of harsh chemicals. That glue is certainly something harsh, and the chemicals you would need to remove the glue, not this guy, not this rock house. I try to keep any kind of oils, any solvents away from my sand. I'll tell you why. I turn around and return everything after I know that I got everything out. I'll go right back to the same location that I picked these sands up, and I'll make certain that I distribute it evenly, because I have a good mindset of where I grabbed it. That's a good tip to carry. I don't dump it what do they call it? Milli-lily everywheres. And I'll go through, I'll rinse my material out at least 8 or 10 times. Make certain I get all of the rinse-aid up out of it. Make certain all of whatever's in here that's foreign and nasty, that's going to be something that's going to affect the environment, I make certain it's out. That's good, clean sand. Let's go through with my meaty bits one more time, just to be sure. Get everything off from the bottom here. That's another important tip too. Here at the bottom, even though it's got a kind of like a curved lip that goes into the next tray, always check that corner too to be sure that it didn't get stuck in there as well. It does happen. I am super confident that this is done and clean, all liberated from the gold. I'm going to go ahead, take this out of here. We're going to drain this tub. We're going to see what colors we got, guys. So don't go anywhere. I had to pause for a second. I'm over here draining this out. And I am in the perfect light to see that we do have color in here, guys. Ooh, yes, we've got some colors. Now, you guys at home probably own this. Are probably going, why isn't this idiot turning around and running trays 2 and 3? Obviously, there's got to be something in there. You're right. You're right. What I do actually is I do go ahead and clean those out, guys. I'll pan them down every once in a while, but I collect them. I want to be sure if I'm laid up, like as of late, if any of you have been following me, I had it messing up this eye pretty bad. I had a piece of stone turn around and hit me right in the eye. Ooh, it was ugly looking. I was grinding up some stones, and all of a sudden, wham, got me right in the eyeball. Well, as I was healing, I was using this good eye with a pan, and I was upstairs, and I was slowly getting out every little granule. And I was shocked to see exactly how much I was finding in there. It's just a thing. I only go ahead and do tray what? Just about 99% of your capture is going to be sitting up in that top tray, believe it or not. All right, guys. So I went ahead, had a gander here. We had another 8 colors sitting up in here. Which ain't bad at all, guys. I was thinking about roughly about somewhere around 20 to 30 colors. I was hoping to catch. I think I may have done just that, and if not, a little bit more. I will show you the grand total here in just a minute. Hey guys, William here with the Rockhound channel. Just wanted to pause here real quick, like. you guys are interested in picking up any of these stones you guys see right here, please be sure to go check us out on Facebook. That is Williams Gifts and Fine Jewelry, Facebook.com. That's Williams Gifts and Fine Jewelry at Facebook.com, guys. And on top of that, guys, I'll be featuring and selling off some of the cool treasures that we do have. I'm going to start doing this here within this week, if not a little bit sooner. I'm pretty sure of it. And those will be sitting up on that same website, guys. I'll have full-on photos, and they're going to go pretty cheap. And on top of that, guys, if you wish to go ahead and leave me an email, please be sure to go ahead and check this out. That is my email, guys. rockhound302013@gmail.com. You guys can leave me a note there as well. A lot of times I'm not always on top of our community page. I'm always out of in areas where there's not a lot of service. So a lot of times I'm just not able to catch your guys' stuff. So please be sure to leave us an email at rockhound302013@gmail.com, and I will certainly go check out what you guys have sent us. And here we go, guys. There are all of our colors. I wanted to see if I can get a focus in on them, because obviously our awesome lights are giving off the reflection of our background. But there they all are, guys. I'm trying my hardest to get that to focus. It's just not wanting to do its job. But there are a total of almost 35 colors just out of that little tiny bit of sands that I did bring home from that new spot. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. I am super excited about that. Now pay mind, these are tiny colors. That's true. Now, it takes a lot to go ahead and get yourself somewhere around a gram. You're quite right there as well. But at $3,700 troy ounce, every speck counts. Alright guys, we're going to come to the close here. I'll see you in just a bit. So guys, that's going to do it for us today. I think that we've got a pretty good, decent count, especially for a new spot that I've not been to. And I'll take that any day. I know that sounds a little silly, but it wasn't supposed to be a prospecting trip, guys. I was out there with the metal detector. I was hoping to catch some treasures out there today. So, we're going to go ahead and take what we got for our colors. And trust me, we'll be back out there and see what else we can find. So, if you guys like today's episode, please be sure to leave us a like. If this episode gets 500 likes, it spreads it out across the YouTube nation, and more viewers get to see this. Also, if you are new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Hit that notification button. It's so important to us. We are getting so close to 500 subscribers, guys. We hit that 500 subscribers, we'll be doing a huge giveaway, guys. I got 10 bags of our honey hole sands that I've set aside, and there could be a ton of gold sitting up in these. And on top of that, I've got a faceted gemstone in each one of those bags, guys. So please be sure to subscribe to enter your name into that raffle. Once we hit the 500 subscribers, guys, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it in a live event. So please be sure to subscribe, so that way you guys know when it's coming. So until next time, guys, my name is William. I will see you next weekend.